Okay, for problem number 2 actually is asking us to study on average to which airport do flights arrive most early. So that means we kind of have to take a look at the arrival delay and in addition to that, the destination for each of these flights that left New York City from any of the 3 airports that are included in this data set, which are Newark Airport, LaGuardia, and JFK. So let's start with creating a new object called most early, and that would be our flight data frame when it has been grouped by the destination, and for which we have computed a summary using the summarize function, a summary of the delay. So the delay that we actually want is basically just the mean of the arrival delay. So I'm just going to do it like this. And I know several of you may be thinking there's something I should have done if I'm using the mean. So that's actually probably correct. I should have been taking care of any observations for which we have missing information. So I want to use the na.rm function to ignore the observations with a missing value. So let's redefine most early. Let's do it correctly. I'll copy what I just created, and the only addition will be within my mean function, we'll add the parameter na.rm equals true. So now we're actually taking care of any potential missing information. So let's run it. Now we have something better. If you wanted to actually see how this data set looks like, you can always go to the top right of your RStudio environment and click on the little spreadsheet icon on that particular object. And if you click on that one, it's going to basically open up the data frame for you. And you have all the destinations and the average arrival delay for those destinations. So we need to use this one simply because we want the information regarding to which airport do flights arrive most early based on this data set. So let's use and let's create the sequence of steps that would allow us to answer this question. Now, as you notice, the most early data frame, the destination column, is the 3-letter code for that destination. But if I actually wanted to find out the location of it, I need to use information that is coming from the data frame airport that has the actual name for this location. So this is telling you already that we're going to explore again join operations, in particular a left join with the airport data frame. So let's take the most early. Let's try to find the answer to this. I will basically copy what we just did so that we have a nice sequence of steps that allow us to answer this question. So we'll take in flight, we'll group by destination, and we'll summarize by creating the average arrival delay to those destinations. If we have that, what we're interested in now is in filtering whenever our delay variable matches the minimum of that we just created. And just like in the mean function, mean also accepts the na.rm parameter so that we ignore those. So let's just add it just for safety. If I do that, I can then pipe my set of instructions into the select function. And I'm interested in selecting 2 things, the destination and the delay. So if we do that, it's actually going to select those 2 and store them in the most early. But again, it's only going to give us the 3-letter code for that airport. So let's use a left join and use a left join with the airport data frame. There is one important thing here to keep in mind though, and is that the key that we're going to be using to perform the join has different names in the data frames. So for the data frame that we started with, for the flights data frame, the destination is the EST, but for the airport data frame, the destination is called FAA. So FAA is simply the Federal Aviation Administration, and that is the name of the variable that includes the name of the airport, the location for it. So the by parameter for this left join should be used in the following way. We built a vector and using the C operator, and within that vector we'll say match or perform this left join with destination being equals to FAA, which is the variable name for it. After we do that, we can just go ahead and pipe this into select and pick what we want, which is the DEST, the name, and the delay. So that's going to give us at the end a summary of the location and the airport with the on average the most early flights. So I'm going to print my most early object and run this collection of instructions and see what we get. So there you have it. We have the airport code, the location, and on average the arrival delay of all flights that left New York City to that place.